softly lays it home. 42-38 Flash. 5:35 to go here in the first half as Kevin Kruger works on Randy Livingston. Down low for Lang. Lang fumbles it out of bounds. Turnover on the Flash. The ball goes back to Idaho. 11 turnovers now on Utah. Hamilton and Ingram back in for the Flash. Lang and Pruitt take a seat. So Idaho with a basketball trailing by 4 as Luke Jackson brings it across the timeline. Idaho 8 assists on their 15 points, usually, or 15 baskets. They usually have a higher percentage of assists than that. Here's Jackson on the right wing, guarded by Hill Thomas. Down low for Corey Violette. Spins on Jackson, fallback jumper, good from the right baseline. Corey Violette spun and scored. 5 minutes to go in the first half. It's 42-40, Flash on top. Violette now with 6 points. Kruger to the left side. The guns a pass down low for Hamilton. Jackson drives the lane. He's fouled by Violette. Good give and go. Hamilton to Violette, or to Jackson rather, and Violette fouls him. Corey's first. Idaho over the limit now with 5. And Brian Jackson to the strike. First pick in the expansion draft by the Flash from the now defunct Arkansas Rimrockers. First one good for Jackson. Brian's first point. Utah leads by 3 now. Stampede hit the road Wednesday night in Los Angeles to take on the LA Defenders, a game and a half back. Battling the Stampede for the best record in the league and the division title. Here's Jackson, gives it up to McRoberts. Josh left wing, it goes to Ferguson. Low post left, it's Randy Livingston working into the basket on Ingram. Spins in the paint, puts up a short runner, and it bounces in on a friendly roll. Randy Livingston with 6 points. And it's a 2-point Utah advantage coming up on the 4:24 mark of the first half. Kruger into forecourt, the #1 draft pick of the regular draft on November 1st by this Flash team. Gets it to Hamilton, drives on Jackson in the paint, runner is good. Brian Hamilton with 6 points, his first basket of this quarter. And with 4 minutes to go, the Flash maintain their 4-point edge. Their biggest lead's been 6, Idaho's biggest lead has been 4. Remember, Utah playing without their starting 7-1 center from the Ukraine and without the league's leading scorer. Here's a pass down low for McRoberts, too high. Livingston airmailing Josh on the baseline under the basket. Turnover number 7 on Idaho. And Utah with a chance to extend the lead with this possession. 3:45 to go on the game clock. First quarter. Kruger, guarded by Livingston, gets it to Ingram. Ingram, baseline left to Hamilton, spins on McRoberts, but it's called for traveling. 12th turnover on the Flash, and Idaho takes over with 3:37 to go here in the second quarter. Here's Randy Livingston on the near side, guarded there by Ingram. Makes a move to the paint, dishes it down low as the ball stripped and stolen by Hamilton. Quickly head to Kruger across the midcourt line, gives it to Jackson. Jackson drives, dishes it to Hill Thomas, acrobatic in the air. He missed the shot, but he was fouled by Josh McRoberts across the arm. Josh picks up his first personal foul, and Gary Hill Thomas, 4.6 points a game, goes to the free throw line.
Foul going to the basket. If he reaches in and hits his spot,
and Hill Thomas missed the free throw. Gary's a 71% free throw shooter. 46-42 Utah, 3:20 to go. Missed the second one, rebound controlled on the floor by nobody. Now we got a whistle and a technical called against Randy Livingston. Scott Bolnick with the technical. Now the question is who will have possession, because the ball was loose when the technical was called. So they'll have to jump it up. They're saying Utah had possession of the ball. I thought it was loose on the floor when the technical was called. They said Utah had possession before when the technical was called. Well, whatever, says Scott Bolnick, setting me straight. Kruger hits the technical, assessed to Livingston. and Utah leads by 5, and they have the basketball. Kevin Sweetwine from Idaho State University seeing his first action in this 2-game set for Utah. Here's Kruger on the right wing, on top to Brian Jackson, just inside the arc. His jumper is short, rebounded by Josh McRoberts. He protects the basketball, outlets it to Bergeson near midcourt. Roberto across the midcourt stripe, gives it to the trailer McRoberts. Behind the back, drives all the way, left-hand scoop, scores! McRoberts at the 2:48 mark with that layup, making it a 47-44 game. Kruger gives behind him to Hamilton. Hamilton back to Kevin. 10 on the shot clock. Kevin guarded by Livingston. Randy's a little frustrated tonight. Here's Kruger, cross-court pass to Sweetwine. Kevin spots for 3 on the way. Rims it off, no good. Livingston with the rebound. McRoberts got away with a foul that wasn't called. Livingston, pass down low, deflected, stolen by Sweetwine. His long pass to Jackson. Nobody around him. Brian Jackson reverse dunk. Jackson makes it a 49-44 Utah lead. On the fast break, everybody was in the Idaho forecourt except for Brian Jackson. He slammed it home uncontested. Bergeson, left side Livingston, launches the 3. Count it. The veteran has 9 tonight. Here's Kruger back the other way. His 3-pointer is good. The twine barely even moved on that one. They trade 3-pointers. Kruger with 23 already in the first half. His career high is 25. McRoberts down low is called for the offensive foul. Called for the hook to create space from Hamilton. And we have a whistle and timeout on the floor. 1:40 to go here in the first half. Utah now leads Idaho 52-47. Timeout on the D-League Radio Network.
Never miss out on any high-energy action. All Stampede home games are available for replay on evermag.net.
Foul to Brian Gates. Second technical tonight against the Stampede. Second one called by Scott Bolnick. And Kruger back to the free throw line for another technical foul free throw. He's got 23 tonight. His career high 25 back in November, and make that 24 tonight. Utah with the basketball, their biggest lead of the night now. 53-47, Kruger. As Hamilton runs Kruger's defender through a hellacious pick, but Taylor recovers. Mike's ankle's back okay. Here's Kruger, drives baseline left, double teamed in the corner, gives up to Kevin Sweetwine just inside the arc. His jumper is good. Kevin Sweetwine on the board, and Utah leads 55-47. Their biggest lead of the night, 8, with 1:15 to go in the first half. This Idaho team looks frustrated right now and out of sync, and Utah's playing very well. Taylor, right side, gives it up to Violet. In the far corner, he looked for Bergeson. Instead, spins, gives it to Roberto now near midcourt, back to Taylor. 8 on the shot clock. Idaho out of sync. Here's Taylor, gives it up to Bergeson, looks down low for Violet. Not there. 2 seconds, 1 second. Berto drives in the lane. It's goaltended by Lang. Count the basket to Roberto Bergeson. Berto with 7 tonight. Jackson has 8, but those were all in the first quarter, and Luke has not scored here in the second. Here in the quarter, Idaho shooting 56%. Utah 73%, 11 of 15, and they're 3 of 5 from three-point range. 6 of 10 from the free throw line for the Flash this quarter after not shooting one in the first quarter. Here's Kruger near the timeline. 38 to go on the game clock, 7 on the shot clock. Kruger backs in, gives it to Sweetwine in the far corner. Gives it to the cutter Hamilton. Shot is blocked by Violet, out of bounds. With 1 second to go on the shot clock, 31.1 seconds to go on the game clock. Violet from the weak side just sent that one into the baseline seats. Hamilton inbound, gets the cutter Ingram, gets it up before the horn, but it's an air ball, so it's a shot clock violation against the Flash. Turnover number 12 against the Flash. Luke Jackson in for Idaho for Randy Livingston. Randy 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. As Mike Taylor brings the ball across the midcourt stripe with 26 seconds to go here in the first half. Utah leads 55-49. Taylor with the basketball. Goes behind the McRoberts screen, drives all the way, dishes in the near corner to Livingston. His three-point attempt is an air ball. Rebounded by Lang with 8 seconds to go. Lang out to Sweetwine. Sweetwine challenges Taylor, who fouls him, and the layup is good. With 4.2 seconds to go, Kevin Sweetwine on the fast break with the layup and the foul on Mike Taylor. Taylor's second. I was wrong. I thought Livingston had come out of the game, but he was still in the game, kind of playing decoy along the sideline. Sweetwine gives Utah a 57-49 lead, and he can make it a 9-point edge with his free throw here. Kevin Sweetwine now 4 points off the bench. Make it 5, as that one is good. 4.2 seconds to go. Here's Livingston, crosses midcourt. Puts up a long three. It would count if it goes, but it's an air ball. And a very disappointing second quarter for the Idaho Stampede. They now trail at the half, 58-49 to the Utah Flash. And we'll be back with tonight's halftime show, including an interview with Kevin Carr from NBA TV after we take this 2-minute break on the D-League Radio Network. Good evening, everybody. I am Mark Snyder. Utah leading 58-49, outscoring Idaho 34-25 in that second quarter. Kevin Kruger with 24 points, one off his career high of 25 set against Dakota on November 27th. He's already exceeded his career highs on field goals made and three-pointers made. More on that as we move along. Here's Utah with the basketball. Pruitt down low for Lang. Lang guarded by Violet, double teamed by Ellis. Lang spins in the paint, puts up a runner, no good. Jackson tips, no. Rebound Jason Ellis for the Stampede. Gives it ahead to Randy Livingston. He brings it across the timeline. Livingston into forecourt. Working on Kevin Kruger. Backs in on Kevin down low. Picks up the dribble, gives it up to Violet, who returns it to Randy. Livingston swings down low, spins up. The shot is blocked by Lang and recovered by Pruitt for Utah. Empty trip for the Stampede. Here's Pruitt quickly into forecourt. Pruitt hang in the air, passes behind him to Kruger. Kruger to the top of the circle, left side Gabe Pruitt. On assignment from the Boston Celtics, second leading scorer tonight. He's got 7 and shot up and in by Brian Hamilton. Utah draws first blood here in the second half and now leads 60-49. Livingston all the way, spins, missed the layup, but he gets the offensive rebound. Gets it down low for Luke Jackson. His floater is no good. Rebound on the floor to Brian Jackson. Idaho comes out cold. Here comes Kruger. Drives in the paint. Out to Pruitt for 3 on the way. Front rim, no good. Tip, no good by Hamilton. Long rebound to Luke Jackson of the Stampede. 1 on 3, slows it down. Bounces it to Violet. Drives the paint, slams it home. Violet drives the paint, slams it in. It's 60-51 Utah. Kruger up high for Pruitt behind the backboard, loses his balance, ball's on the baseline, out of bounds to Idaho. Livingston leads Idaho in scoring with 9. He gives it up to Violet, high post right, lets Jackson go by, then gives it to Luke. Luke to the right side, goes to the free throw line, dishes in the lane, up and in with a short runner. Luke Jackson with 10, the first Stampede player in double figures. It's 60-53, Utah by 7. Here's Kruger on the left wing, does it down low for Lang, posting up Violet baseline. Drives, pushes off, hang in the air, puts up the shot, no good. Livingston inside, gets the rebound, loses it to Pruitt. He dishes off to Lang and he scores. A lot of contact, nothing called. Livingston had the rebound, but it was stripped from his hands. And Utah leads 62-53, 9.5 to go in the third quarter. Livingston up top, drives all the way, dishes it down low. Ella, short jumper is off to the right, no good. Rebounded, tipped by Livingston, but it goes to Lang. Lang to Kruger. Randy, the only guy really moving for the Stampede. Kruger, long off-balance shot at 2 is good. Kruger with 26, that's his career high tonight. So he's stepping up in the Morris Almond absence, picking up the slack, 26 points, leading the way for the Flash, who leads 64-53 with 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Idaho just looks like they're in a funk. Livingston has the ball tipped into the backcourt by Pruitt. Livingston gets it back to the top of the circle. 4 on the shot clock. Here's a jumper by Luke Jackson. It's an air ball rebound. Ellis, he's fouled.